Prop firm challenges are meant to be some of the toughest, nerve-wracking tasks a trader can go through. If they were easy, everybody would have done them and got funded $200,000 account without breaking a sweat. But the truth is, you'll be breaking a lot more than just a sweat. In this series, I'm documenting step by step how I took FundedNext challenge. I will explain all my setups, trading ideas, indicators, entries and stop losses, even my emotions, and will sprinkle some tips and tricks here and there. I'm going to be an open book. Yes guys, I meant it when I said this will be an insider look into how pros deal with these kind of challenges. But as always, first things first. Hi, I'm Bernd, a seasoned full-time trader with an impressive decade-long track record. I handle $2.4 million of prop firm capital and run a licensed investment consultancy in the bustling city of Dubai. This is the first time I'm documenting everything I do on a prop challenge. Come join me on this extraordinary journey. In terms of format, this series is going to be pretty straightforward. Each episode will feature 1 week of the challenge. Each week is 5 trading days. After each trading day, I sat down and recorded everything that went down. This video covers the first week of the challenge. We'll go into the day-to-day in a minute, but first let me give you a heads up. No one is bigger than fear, my friends. Not me, not anyone. No matter how self-confident your favorite YouTube trader portray himself or herself to be. They feel fear as much as the next guy.
Gets out of here, you lousy bum.
Please, I'm scared.
We're all scared. It's the human condition. Why do you think I put on this tough guy facade?
Even if, no, especially if their capital is in the 7 figures. And this is exactly what happened to me during that first week. Mainly because I raised the stakes on myself even higher and went for a 3% risk from the get-go.
I also like to live dangerously.
But as long as I can manage the risk and the emotions that comes with it, I allow myself to bungee jump sometimes. The most important rule of all, don't let fear change how you think. Don't move your stop loss, don't manually exit in the red, even if it meant a bigger loss. Just control your emotions and trust your initial setup. And this is exactly what I was telling myself. Well, let's see how that turned out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, very warm welcome to week 1 and day 1 of our FundedNext YouTube challenge documentary with a $200,000 account here. This is the start of the challenge and let's see how and if I can pass that 200K challenge. All right, we started today. I entered a trade on Platinum XPD USD. I will go through that setup more in detail the next few days, but just generally speaking, it's a swing trade, so be patient. It can take a while. It's a trade that is covered by weekly demand and daily demand. So it's a trade actually that I'm already in from beginning of last week in my other prop trading accounts. But price hasn't done much so far. It's just meandering around sideways. And I'm still super bullish on that setup based on the fundamentals. We'll go through the fundamentals, my 2-step mechanical process throughout this week on this particular setup. So I just basically jumped into the trade, placed my stop loss and my targets pre-planned based on my initial planning on that setup, that I have also same targets, same stop loss on the other prop trading accounts. And I just basically entered here market because price was meandering within that zone. So, but then obviously today we got a huge retracement. So we are right now down unrealized 1%. By the way, I'm doing this a little bit more aggressive. So I took 3% risk on that trade. And it's a swing trade, so the zone is obviously a little bit bigger. I can digest that, no worries. We'll talk about that throughout the week, obviously. And I expect price to go higher. Now let's see how it goes. Fingers crossed, we are inside the zone. As I said, down 1%. we have to be patient here. And yes, no other setup, nothing else came into fruition. Nothing is imminent right now that I could or I want to trade based on my rules in general. Nothing fits my high quality rules. I catch up with you tomorrow on a daily basis, obviously, and see how the challenge is going. So wish me good luck, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, day 2 of our FundedNext YouTube challenge documentary. Today on Tuesday, the 15th of August. And it's already after 10, it's almost 10:30 p.m. and the markets are almost done for today. Unfortunately, I don't have good news. I'm down on that platinum trade 2.5%. As I said yesterday, I aggressively took 3% risk on that trade. Was this too aggressive? Was I too ambitious? We will see. But right now, it definitely looks like I was too aggressive because we are still moving lower. And again, we, like yesterday almost, during the day, we dropped heavily. And then once the US market opened, we kind of recovered a little bit. Let's see how tomorrow goes. Doesn't look very good, but as we know in trading, everything can change by the day. So fingers crossed that tomorrow we're gonna have a green day. But as I also told you, why did I take 3%? Because I'm super bullish on platinum, because the smart money, let me show you here on the weekly chart, the smart money here, the blue line is the smart money. Smart money is very bullish. And in the past few years, you see when the smart money was that bullish compared to their previous behavior, it's always important to look at smart money in relation to their previous behavior. So you see here they were as bullish as they were now, and look what happened. Price rally. This is a weekly chart. Here as well, you see what happened. We got at least some green candles and then we started to rally. Here we were bullish relative to their previous behavior. We started to rally. Here we were bullish compared as opposed to their previous behavior. We rallied. Look at this here as well. Bullish compared to their previous behavior. We rallied. And here, you know, these were the Corona lows. They were super bullish compared to their previous behavior. Here as well, and so on and so forth. So every time they were that bullish compared to their previous behavior, like now, we got a rally. Again, it's my 2-step process. This is not a timing tool, right? This is basically my tool to get, it's not a timing tool per se. It's more like to get a bias. So I'm very bullish. So I hope price will follow. It doesn't mean it will follow now. We time it based on supply and demand. But let's quote unquote hope for the best that price will now follow based on the fundamentals. But this is a trade that even if it doesn't work, I will have on my watch list and I will buy the next daily demand zone because I'm so bullish on that smart money behavior. All right, that's it for today. I'll talk to you tomorrow and have a good night. Ladies and gentlemen, very warm welcome to our FundedNext YouTube challenge documentary. Today on day 2, it's the 16th of August, and it's a little bit after 10 p.m. Actually, it's already 10:30 p.m. We just had the Fed minutes release. So I'm still in platinum, down 2.5%. Kind of close to the stop out. Price was shaky. As expected, when the Fed releases their minutes, first half of the day we had a drop in platinum, that we had a sharp rise. You see here, it's I think the 60-minute chart. 60-minute chart, yes. looked like we recovered, we made the bottom, but then we dropped again, and now, well, 60-minute reversal, who knows? Look at this. I'm already that desperate that I'm going down to a 60-minute chart. No, jokes aside, when we have some volatile news, I always look like for lower time frame reversals here. Not to enter, just to see in which direction price will go. Anyhow, I haven't entered any other trade yet. What I'm doing is as well, I'm looking for the equity indices to go long. On the S&P 500, we are already, you see the level here, the daily level that I highlighted. I'm looking, well, here we are already in that level. I'll talk about this level in a second more in detail. However, what I want is to enter the equity indices, so all of them, Nasdaq, Dow Jones, and S&P, to be all in demand, so all of them to be sync. You see here down, let me remove these two lines. They're in from my live trading session, or let me just move that a little bit. Here you see this is high quality weekly demand. So I want price first to be inside that weekly demand zone, which is also a daily demand zone. So right now we are not in a high quality demand zone per se. And the Dow Jones is also, as you can see, just a little bit away from that demand zone. So I want them to be sync and all of them to be in demand to go them long. So since only the S&P is in demand and the Dow and the Nasdaq not yet, based on my rules, I'm not allowed to go long. Just to clarify a little bit, to explain you my rules on the equity indices. And on the S&P anyway, I want to trade the clawback strap long. You see down here, there are a lot of demand that I highlighted. The first one, you see here, it's already bouncing from there. But for me, I want to trade not the first one here. I want to trade combined, more like as a swing trade, these two levels here. So we are moving already from here. Let's see if price maybe tomorrow or so comes back down, and also the Dow comes in demand and the Nasdaq retraces a little bit lower. And then I'm planning to go the indices long as well, but we will see. You see here, I have highlighted a few levels here and here that I'm planning to engage potentially. So let's see what happens, especially with platinum down 2.5%. Maybe we recover there, maybe I get stopped out. You'll get more updates tomorrow. Bye-bye. Okay, all right, let's do it. Welcome to our FundedNext YouTube challenge documentary. Today on day 4. If I had done this recording, well, a couple of hours, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours earlier, well, then I would have been a little bit different mood. But wow, what a roller coaster ride today. So today actually was the first day where I felt, or where I saw in the afternoon, now price is following the fundamentals. And then once the US market opened, everything, almost everything got retraced. Well, we were up at 3%. Look at this, almost back to the entry. We had a very nice green daily candle, super reversal candle. Now we retrace almost everything, down 2.5% here. Well, it doesn't, or, well, so far it's not a really good start. And look, if I look at platinum here, daily chart, I wanted to show you, we had that mini gap. I removed that already. I'm sorry for different recording. We had that mini gap filled, right? That was supposed to happen. But then we went up to that supply zone that we also talked about, that price had to overcome. But what happened? Well, we just also on that channel. So you had supply plus channel plus downtrend, super powerful. Price couldn't overcome that just yet. I was at least hoping for that daily bullish engulfing, but also this looks like it's 10 p.m. It looks like it doesn't happen. It's really, really, really annoying again today. Well, the equity indices though, they are coming closer to the levels that I want to go long. Let's see how the platinum trade goes, but I'm really looking to go long the S&P lower down here. We are now, I want to show you here as well, just quickly on the S&P. We are now in basically demand on the S&P 500 on the daily chart. This is all demand. I mean, there's below as well demand. So, but I just want to say we are now in demand on the S&P, tick in the box. We are on the NASDAQ, just quickly, now also in that weekly demand zone, right? We are now also NASDAQ weekly demand zone, perfect. I think the only thing, let's look at Dow. Dow is also in demand. All of them are in demand. So I'll wait for tomorrow. Let's see where price goes. But from a day trading perspective, that level down here is really high quality on the S&P. So I'm waiting for this level down here to go long the equity indices. And NASDAQ is down here, so close to the level. So this is what I want to go long. Let's see if these levels hit, and talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye. All right. Welcome back to day 5, the end of week 1 of our FundedNext YouTube challenge documentary. And you can hear on my voice, the week actually ended quote unquote satisfying, because as you can see, we are very close with daily chart here on Platinum, very close back to the entry. We're only down, well, 0.5% because of the heavy swap that we are paying here. It is what it is. We have to deal with that. Once price goes to our target, then the swap really doesn't matter. Who cares? This is what we have to deal with when we trade CFDs anyway. Now, let's look at Platinum, the weekly candle. So it's Sunday today. I wanted to wait until the weekly candle is actually completed to show you the weekly candle and what I expect for the upcoming week here. And looking at the smart money, you see we are getting even more bullish. Look at this compared to here. We're even more bullish now than we were back in February, March, and this is the move, the weekly move that happened afterwards. So, and I have my targets only here. So I expect, right, I quote unquote, again, I hope for a nice weekly candle like this, at least in the next 2 weeks, to hit my targets up here on Platinum. And we have here, very important as well, we have here the pin bar, a reversal candle, all right? So this is really nice as well. We have that reversal candle. It looks now price is eventually following the fundamentals. That's what I was saying in the very beginning. The setup tool here was clearly the fundamentals. That's why I'm so biased, so bullish on Platinum. And now it eventually looks like the price is following the fundamentals here. Right, so I expect here a nice move to the upside, and we will see if this happens, so fingers crossed as well. What I'm going to use here on the daily chart, what it's really important, I'll show you as well why I'm also technically bullish, technically and then again fundamentally. So we are coming from being undervalued. The purple line is the US dollar, which is important. So you see, once we're overvalued, we see price dropping, we're overvalued here, we're overvalued there. So every time we're overvalued, price is dropping. So I want to stay in that trade as well. I mean, I have the targets up here. But in terms of target settings, I'm waiting for price to be overvalued as well. And once price is overvalued, I exit the trade. And maybe then there's a retracement back where we can enter. But this is very hypothetical right now. In future talk, we will see. But just to let you know, when it comes to target setting here, I clearly wait for price to be overvalued versus the dollar here on platinum. And technically speaking, you see here that channel, that parallel channel. Now, we were never able to break out of that channel, but now look at that bullish close. We broke out of that channel. Could we retest that channel first? Absolutely. We have here new demand sitting here. We are protected by that demand zone. We could go back in there. I hope it's not going to happen. Now I would like to see more like painless profit, but we have still supply sitting here that has been tested once. If we can overcome that supply here, then we could potentially moon here on platinum. Well, at least go back to these highs. This is where I have the targets. All right, and I'm planning to enter a new trade next week, but we're going to talk about this in the on day 6, week 2. All right, guys, so fingers crossed, nothing is lost. We are back to 0, and yes, fingers crossed for week 2 starting tomorrow. All right, guys, talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
And that's a wrap for week 1. If I had to sum it up, I would confidently say, trust the process. That's the beauty of the set process. It's incredibly valuable. Every move I make in a market is meticulously pre-planned. From the moment I enter to my stop and target. No emotions involved. Once I'm in a trade, I stick to the plan. It's crucial to let it play out. Oh, and guess what? With this exceptional process, you've witnessed it yourself. I don't have to spend countless hours glued to the screen, analyzing and waiting for setups to materialize. I set the trade and then I get to enjoy life. It's as honest as it gets. Thanks for tuning in. Stay excited. Until next time, happy challenge.